All right, hey guys, round two, the reassembly of the Browning HiPower. Looks like fun, lots of little pieces, not too tough. Let's get into it. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you in here. There we go, a little closer. Let's go ahead and start where we ended up. Let's go ahead and put this assembly back on. So, let me do a little breakdown here. There's that little pin. The end of this is threaded. We got to compress this enough to get that nut on and get it past that pin, and then we'll just back the nut to the pin. So, I'm going to drop that on. The knurling will go out, so it'll set inside the spring. Going to compress and twist. And twist that until we're past where we can get the pin in. And take the little pin, get in focus, there we go. And put that little guy right in there. And then we'll back this nut down to the pin. I'm turning the nut because I don't want that pin to slide out. Kind of try and keep it level. There we go. And we're captured again. All right. Oh, I'll go back onto the hammer. Like this. Now, this pin, if you look closely, if I can get good focus, there's a shoulder on it. And on the hammer is a little shoulder. So you can make sure you put it in the right way. Go ahead and put it down. Might be easier. Okay. There we go. Back together. Okay. So, just like they all came out, they're all going to go back in. I'm going to have this ejector. Remember, it's keyed, so it's got to go down like that. Okay. And then our safety, again, there's a key on the safety. It's going to go in. Oh, I forgot to mention that there's a detent on that. So you'll have to compress that detent and push that into position. There we go, like that. And then that's in. Okay. And we can rotate that up into position. Now, we got to get our Sear spring, this flat spring, into position. So like we took it out, we have to take the tension off the bottom so it'll sit into that pocket right there. So pull the hammer back. And there's a boss on it. Okay. Fish it into the frame. Oh, you can't see that. Now you can see that. There we go. And I can let that hammer go forward. And it's captured in place. Now, I can rotate the extractor up. Excuse me, ejector, not extractor. And then I can get my sear pin, put my sear pin in place, and it'll hold that. Then I can get my position of hands here, where I'm going to be holding the hammer back and the sear back. Oh, the pin's too far forward, too far in, so I'm going to back that pin right there. And I take my sear. Oh, still too far forward. There we go. Take my sear, drop it in. Do a little fiddling up there. That was nice. That went good. So now the tension's all taken up on that sear pin. Got to make sure that sear pin is flush, because your slide goes through this area here. And if the pin's sticking out too far on one side like it is at the moment, your slide will not function properly. It'll hit it and it'll bind it up. There we go. Now it's in. It's all back in. And we can go ahead and put that safety back on. Safety selector lever. That one actually, last time I put it on, it pretty much slid right in. I'm betting it'll do it again. There we go. There we go. That's the back end. And we can check it like before. Push the bottom of the sear and it releases. Hammer safety up. Doesn't want to release. Perfect. Okay. Let's move to the trigger assembly. So we have our spring that goes in. We've got our magazine disconnect. There's our two pins, our cross pin that holds it all in, and then the pawl that functions with the firing pin stop. So let's go ahead and start by cleaning this garbage that's in here out. Look at that. Some junk in there. That's nasty. Oh, don't fall over on me. Let's clean that out. It's a great opportunity to get your gun all scrubbed out and clean. If you're going to take it apart this far, you might as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get this pin started. She's in started. Now your spring sits in the trigger just like this, and that pin goes right through that little knuckle, that little loop there. So we line it up, and I grab the pin there, drive her home. Make sure it's nice and flat. There's that. Okay, now we can put this guy in. Same thing, start the pin. Oop. I think I might need a holder for this one. It's being stubborn. Okay. There, got that started. Spring, disconnect. Compressed that, and drive that guy home. There it is. That's assembled. All right, now we got to get it in the gun. I'm going to show you this outside so you can see how it sits. It's going to sit like that. in the frame. So let's go ahead and put this in. And the way we do this is you're going to come in up into the trigger guard at an angle. Oh. And compress the, if you have one, compress the, come on. Nope. Nope, didn't want to go. There we go. Compress the magazine release. Sorry, I got stuck up in there in my head for a minute. All right, now that's in. So we're going to have to compress this and get that spring up. So what I found works is if you can grab the spring down here, eventually it needs to go all up, but you can lift that spring up and snake this piece in, this pawl in, when that spring is up at an angle. Ooh, there you go. Look and get it. See that like that? Takes some doing. Oop, don't let her fall all the way in. And then you got to compress that. Compress the magazine disconnect, and then you can get it all in place. And then you have to make sure that the spring ends up on the inside of the frame. Well, you're giving me troubles right now. Oh, that's what the pawl is angling on me. Whoops. There we go. It's giving me troubles. There we go. There we go. There it is. Sorry about that. I hope you get a better view on that. Gotta make sure that this gets into the right spot at the right angle. So I'll throw a punch in there. So line everything up properly. There we go. Okay, there we are. I have had that the magazine disconnect get jammed down so that when you pull on this, it doesn't rotate, but it'll actually move. So now we've got a couple things going on here. We've got our spring here. Make sure it's on that ledge. And we've got our magazine disconnect that moves freely. And we've got our pawl for the firing pin stop that moves freely. So now we can go ahead and put our pin back in. And remember, it's a directional pin. And I've got this backwards. So I'm going to have to go ahead and... that's the wrong one again. I'll have to snake a punch through. Try not to lose it. There we go. Because the pin goes in this side, goes in this side. And it's nice to have a punch in place to help kind of guide things along. Whoops. Oh, see, and I bound it up. There we go. There we go. Okay, now it's loose again. I bound it up a little bit there, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's moving freely. Yeah, I got it that time. There we go. Yep. Okay. And drive it flush. And there's that. Things working like it should. And you can test and throw a magazine in it and see how that magazine comes out, and it's on the forward side, magazine goes in, moves back. That's working perfect. Okay, then we have to put our mag catch back together. Spring goes in. Okay, now it's fully captured, and that's the position it goes into the frame. So it'll go in, right, not fully flush. There's a little groove in the frame that you're going to unlock this into, just like that. That was all it was, a twist, and that's good to go. All right, now the grips, easy stuff. I'm thinking about getting some new stuff for this gun. Do a little customization. If you guys would like to see that, tell me what you'd like me to do. I'm thinking trigger, slide stop, some new grips. I think that'd be kind of cool. Let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see this gun. Maybe a Cerakote job? What do you think? Cerakote? That'd be kind of cool. All right. Slide in reverse order. Firing pin, spring, firing pin. Again, watch out, this might go orbit. So you're going to compress that firing pin down into the frame, or into the slide, excuse me. And then slide the plate in. And then, there she is. Pops right in. Okay, now we can get our extractor. Remember the extractor spring. Drops in, fat side down. And I should show you how that goes in, right? The spring goes against this side pin, and then this is the extractor end that goes and grabs your cartridge. It sits in right in like that. We're going to go ahead and use a roll pin holder here. These are cool. If you've never seen these before, these are pretty cool. Look at that fanciness. Holds it. Let's do the top, shall we? Let's maybe see if you can see that. Can get it started and get it down into position where it's just about to go. There we go. Just barely at the hole. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just barely at the hole right there. It's going to be easier to deal with everything. You don't need 3 hands. Let's see if it binds. Maybe it's a little too far in. Yeah, it's a little too far in. So let's give it a little tap out. Just enough to move it. So we can drop our extractor in. There we go. There we go. Let's grab that extractor. And we can drive the pin in. Let's get one that's a little smaller so we don't mangle up our slide finish. And then, there it is, it's in. Now it looks like I drove it a little bit too far. And you can see that it's sticking out that side, so we'll go ahead and push it back down a little bit. It's really important that you get pins in the right place so you're not interfering with anything else. Yeah, now it's not sticking up this side, it's not sticking out that side, it's perfect. All right. Let's see if this guy needs a setter as well. Go ahead and sit that one in. A little farther. That'll do. And then we drop our spring in for our firing pin disconnect. Firing pin stop. Just like that. Make sure it's in place. It's pivoting on it, so that's good. Oh, it moved. It did move. So it wasn't quite on it. Oh, there it goes. That was good. Name of the game is Ginger. Being gentle, going slow, take your time, don't rush, don't bang things too hard. Unless somebody tells you hit it hard, then hit it hard. Like that pin. Hit that pin hard. Be careful with your gun, but hit that pin hard. That one takes a bit to get out. But everything else is pretty smooth. So, all right, well, those are all the bits and pieces. So let's do the final assembly, which is your basic field strip, and I'm sure you guys all know that. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. I hope I could teach you something. If you know something that you can teach me, I'm always willing to learn. So, hit me up in the comments below. Tell me what you think. Did I do a good job? Did I do a bad job? Do you want to see something different next time? I'm all ears. This is a learning game for both of us, for all of us. If you want to see me do something cool to this gun, you want to do some modifications, do some paint, let me know and I'll do some stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I hope you learned something. And if you've got some advice for me, shoot it my way. All right, guys, thanks a lot and God bless. Bye-bye.